Hey guys, hey, this is Robert Jean, and Memorial Day. Memorial Day is coming up, and of course, the whole purpose of celebrating Memorial Day is honoring those who've given their lives for our country and our freedoms. And not only in America, but there's, veterans all across the world in many countries and continents. Of course, I've dedicated my life to helping people, and of course, I've volunteered in drug rehabs for a little over 10 years. And of course, when I work in drug rehabs, we have a lot of guys coming from war, Afghanistan and other wars. And one of the things about war, unfortunately, it usually doesn't end in the battle. These guys come home, they have witnessed and experienced unpleasant things. They don't know how to deal with it. They don't know how to get rid of it. And oftentimes they will use whatever they can find to escape. And usually it's alcohol, drugs, sex, work, whatever it is they do to try to escape from the traumas. Now, unfortunately, they are hurt people. They've been exposed to things that aren't so pleasant, and it's really tough for them. Of course, then we got, then they have the flashbacks, they have the traumas, they have the night sweats, they have lots of different things. There was a guy just like this last year who I'd purchased something from them, and they brought it out, and we were talking, and he said, well, does it work with complex PTSD? And I said, of course. So I invited him to the office, and I worked on him on one memory, and he never told me what the memory was at the beginning. But this memory happened 43 years ago, and since 43 years, he's never been able to sleep more than 2 hours at a time. No matter how much he drinks, no matter what sleeping pills he takes, he wakes up. And so as I changed and adjusted the memory, helped him adjust the memory inside of himself, that face that kept him awake was now gone. He said, I don't feel like I'm there anymore. I feel like I'm really here now. And so after that experience, he got to where he was sleeping 8 hours a day. He said, Robert, I hadn't been able to sleep 8 hours a night since I was 16, and that's before I went into the military. So the thing is that you may have your own traumas, even as a child of a veteran or a wife of a veteran. These guys bring this stuff home. They don't know how to deal with this stuff, and they do have an impact on us. Of course, my stepdad, he's from the military. My biological father, he was a lieutenant colonel in the Marines, so he was a high-end. I never met the guy, but knowing how to help people from these experiences, we got to honor these guys, even though they brought the stuff home. They didn't mean to bring it home, and many wives that I've worked with, he said, well, he came home a different man. Because of course he came back home a different man, because he was exposed to things he never knew existed. So we've got to make sure that we honor those who sacrificed for us. There's the ones who died in battle, but there's the ones who brought home the battle, the traumas to home. And if you're one of those individuals that that you have been impacted by your father and or your mother's war experiences, I can help you clean those up, and make peace with the father or make peace with your mother, whoever it is, and whatever has occurred in their life. But what's most important is what you're holding inside you. I remember this guy, I don't know how, he was in his 70s or 80s, and it's back probably 2002. He came to see me, and he was there at Pearl Harbor. As a matter of fact, he said, I can see the guy in the plane before he crashed and killed all of my friends, all of my platoon. Everybody was gone but him. And of course, when he's telling me this, he's crying. And then I did a couple of rounds working on this trauma. And then I said, well, go back, see if you can make it bother you again. He said, no, I can't. Obviously, I have a purpose in life, and it is what it is. Now, before that, just a few minutes before that, he had tears in his eyes. And now he has peace. So although, it's in May, but in June, I will be having on Mondays a free event, Mondays at 6 o'clock Central Time for the month of June. And that's about our fathers, dealing with the shortcomings our fathers had. Of course, it's interesting. People say, well, you got mother issues, you got father issues. We have both, Sometimes you may be fortunate and very lucky that, you didn't have a crazy family. You must be an odd duck. Seems like everybody I know, they've had a pretty, had some crazy stuff going on. So, we just want to honor you too. You know what I'm saying? You do have the ripple effect of whatever your parents went through. And of course, your children and your grandchildren may have some of it too, because we unconsciously, not intentionally, have a tendency to pass down what we've experienced. So I just want to honor you and thank you for watching these videos. And most importantly, thank you for working on yourself. Making peace with your father inside you. Now, of course, I did not like my dad, my stepdad. He was a mean sucker. He was mean. He beat you at the drop of the hat. I had a lot of resentment and anger. So I started working on myself, and now I have a good relationship with my father. Although he's been dead for many years after he died, I made peace with my father, and now I realize my father loved me the best he could. He gave me his best. And if you have some of those memories, we call them, war memories of childhood, if you have some of those and you want some peace in your head, you can take one of my courses, or book a session. Sessions will be on sale, half price. Write your list of the things that hurt you, and within the 2 hours, I'll do my best to where when you walk away, you're going to be free. Free from the past. The past is over. Let's make peace within yourself. So this is Robert Jean. I just want to honor every one of you guys and honor our soldiers and our military people, our police officers, our firemen. They all have had some pretty tough stuff happen to them, and they play tough, and I can help it become easier for them and for you. So work on yourself, take one of these courses, change your life, invest in you, and as you do that, everything gets better for you, and the ripple effect for your children and grandchildren will be more positive. This is Robert. Love yourself, like yourself, from within yourself. Peace.